Let's head back to the voicemail of Truth and Reason.
Hi, this is Rico. You know, fans want to bash Watson because that's the thing to do. They want to blame him since everyone else is blaming him. If I were Stefanski, how can I sit back and watch the film and be okay with trotting out the same exact players along the O-line? This isn't some one-off bad game. This has been happening for 3 weeks in a row. I don't care if we have Joe Montana back there. No QB can succeed with that terrible O-line. Stefanski has to make changes, or this season is doomed to fail. Watson cannot do anything back there without some level of protection. Open your eyes, people, and actually dissect the game. Thanks.
As always, appreciate all of the voicemails. Ashley, there were times where Watson hit the back of his drop and the pressure was on him, without question. There were also times where he's got to get rid of the ball a little bit quicker. But everybody on that offense, it was not one area. It wasn't Watson. It wasn't the line.
Yeah.
It was the play calling. It was the line. It was Watson. Everybody deserves. It was that bad.
It's true. And I mean, I think the Cowboys game was like that as well, where you look at certain things the offensive line did. You can see certain plays and certain sacks or hits where you're like, oh gosh, the offensive line really broke down there. And this game, it's the same thing. But then there are certain plays where, like you look at the quarterback and you just need to get rid of the ball quicker. I mean, I just before I hopped on here, rewatched the Kayvon Thibodeau sack where DeJuan Jones had just come in to replace the injured James Hudson after James had to leave with his shoulder injury. DeJuan had already been benched at that point. And yes, DeJuan ultimately got beat on that sack, but that was the prime example of a play to me where Deshaun had forever with that football. He really should have gotten rid of it in that situation before then. But there were plenty of times I watched throughout that game where, oh my gosh, the offensive line is just playing in his lap, essentially. Like, what's he supposed to do? There was another play where he didn't get sacked on it, but he had no time to step up into the pocket, or no room, I should say, to step into his throw. Because the pressure was just coming around him. So I definitely think, hey, right now, the blame goes all around, right? But I mean, it's wild that they essentially ran out of a lineman yesterday when the caller asks, why don't they put somebody else in? Well, they did yesterday. They actually ran out of people. I don't know what the contingency plan would have been if anybody else got hurt. But it was not good. And I think they're going to have to, I'm sure they're already doing this, start making some phone calls, figure out what's going on, how much time everybody's going to have to miss. But they might need to call in for some reinforcements that are not currently on this 53-man roster because they're running out of bodies if anyone else has to miss any extended amount of time, I think.